Boosted gear. Boosted gear, also known as the Red Dragon Emperor's Gauntlet, is a sacred gear wielded by Issei Hayadu. Listed as one of the original 13 Longinus, specifically a mid-tier Longinus, it has the spirit of the Welsh dragon, Draig, residing within it. In the past, Draig fought against his arch-rival, the Vanishing Dragon, Albion, in a battle that was interrupted by the angels, devils, and fallen angels who were at war during the time. In anger, both dragons attacked the leaders of the three factions, which led to their bodies being destroyed and their souls being sealed into two separate sacred gears, with Draig moving into the Boosted Gear, a sacred gear that eventually became one of the 18 varieties of Longinus. Boosted Gear takes the appearance of a red gauntlet with a green jewel and two golden spikes that manifests on the user's arm. In the anime, its initial state looks like a regular twice critical. After a certain time, it transforms into a more dragon-like gauntlet that covers up the user's hand and a majority of the arm. When the boosted gear reaches its second liberation, it gains another green jewel and a total of 10 golden spikes, aside from covering more of the user's arm. Abilities. Boosted gear is a red gauntlet housing Draig, the Red Dragon Emperor, which allows the user to double their powers every 10 seconds without limit until the user reaches their limit, whether it's their physical abilities, magic or demonic power based on the user. It has been described as allowing the wielder to surpass the powers of God and 4 great Satans for a temporary amount of time. In response to their user's feelings, the boosted gear can transform into its final state, letting the user to transfer their increased power to other people or items, increasing their capabilities. The transferred power can even be performed on multiple targets at the same time, however, about 70 to 80% of the boosted power will be transferred. Boosted gear can also determine the opponent's power level and inform whenever his boosted power reaches a sufficient enough level to defeat an opponent. Issei can transfer power into certain body parts such as eyes for enhanced vision. Boosted gear has proven to be able to store either weapons and items inside the user based off the user's desire, letting them wield their capabilities such as Ascalon, after some modifications. He was able to do the same thing after integrating one of the jewels from Divine Dividing Scale Male. Boosted gear has proven to be able to store either weapons and items inside the user based off the user's desire, letting them wield their capabilities such as Ascalon, after some modifications. He was able to do the same thing after integrating one of the jewels from Divine Dividing Scale Male. Sei unlocked Draig's ultimate finishing move named the Blazing Inferno of Scorching Flames, which allows him to burn even gods to ashes to the point of burning their souls too. Weaknesses. With Draig sealed within the boosted gear, its possessors become vulnerable to dragon-slaying magics, swords, and curses as if they themselves were dragons. The continuous use of the boosted gear's boost ability will drain the wielder's stamina to a significant degree. Also, if the user overuses the boosted gear's boost ability, after reaching their physical limit, they will enter burst state, which drains the user's increased power and damages the user, due to the wielder exceeding their physical capabilities. Forms. Gauntlet. Base form, twice critical, anime only. The initial form of the boosted gear in the anime. It takes a form of a red, armored bracer with yellow accents and a green jewel on top of the palm area. The fingers aren't covered. It was initially mistaken as a twice critical. Initial form, boosted gear. The form where it was finally realized that it is the boosted gear. It first debuted during Issei's last battle with Rainier. It is a red, claw-shaped gauntlet with yellow accents and green inscriptions. It is also known as the Dragon Booster, Doragon Busuta. Upgraded form, Boosted Gear Gift. Boosted Gear Gift, Busuteto Gia Gifuto, also known as the gift from the Red Dragon Emperor, is Boosted Gear's third and final form in the shape of a gauntlet. It has the same appearance as the original Boosted Gear, except with a second jewel that grants the user the transfer ability and that it covers more of the user's arm. It debuted during Rias raiding game against Riser Phoenix. Dividing Gear. Dividing Gear, Debating Gujia, also known as the White Dragon Emperor's Gauntlet, is the boosted gear version of Divine Dividing. It debuted in Volume 4 during Issei's first battle against Valley, where the former placed one of Albion's jewels on his right gauntlet. The dividing gear resembles the boosted gear but is white in color, has a blue jewel instead of green, and rests on Issei's right hand, as opposed to his left. With dividing gear, Issei gains all the powers of Divine Dividing. However, due to it consuming his lifespan, it was banned from use by Azazel. Dividing Wyvern Fairy, Debating Gawaban Fury, also known as Fairies of the White Dragon Emperor, creates small dragons from the gems of his armor. it first appeared replacing dividing gear. Originally, the Wyverns were only able to use White Dragon Emperor's powers of divide and reflect, and unlike the dividing gear, this does not reduce Issei's lifespan. Issei managed to change it so that the Wyverns could use either the White Dragon Emperor's powers or the Red Dragon Emperor's powers. The White Wyverns are able to use divide and reflect, and the Red Wyverns are able to boost, transfer and penetrate. Issei usually uses the Wyverns to reflect his dragon shots around so he can attack his opponents from different directions, but he also uses them to boost his powers to the limit, allowing him to use the Longinus Smasher. After training with Rias, Issei manages to make use of the Red Wyverns to attach themselves on Rias to create her own variation of the boosted gear scale mail armor called Crimson Extinct Dragonar, Kurimuzan Ekusuding Kudo Doraguna. Issei also made use of the Red Wyverns to attach themselves on Zenobia to create her own variation of the scale mail armor called Crimson Destruction Dragonar, Kurimuzan Desudarakushan Doraguna. Balance Breaker. Boosted Gear, Scale Mail, Busuteto Gia Sakairu Meru, also known as the armor of the Red Dragon Emperor, is the balance breaker of boosted gear, which creates a red dragon armor with green jewels that cover the user's body and strengthens its powers and abilities. When active, the user can double their power without the 10-second time limit. This also applies to later forms. The armor has 2 rocket thrusters on its back for a temporary boost of speed and flight. From them can come out a pair of retractable dragon wings that enables the user for proper flight. Originally, it did not have wings. However, after Issei goes into Juggernaut Drive in Volume 6, it gains dragon wings. In the 3rd season of the anime, Issei's perfect balance breaker already has wings. The scale mail also allows the user to survive in the dimensional gap. Juggernaut Drive, Jaganoto Derevu, also known as the Dragon of Supremacy, like Divine Dividing, boosted gear also has access to this form. This form unleashes the full power of the Welsh Dragon, but the user will lose their sanity and their life will also be devoured. Issei first went into Juggernaut Drive in Volume 6, which would also be his last time. It also has access to the Longinus Smasher, one of the most powerful attacks of the boosted gear. Evil Pieces. Illegal Move Triana, Iriguru Mubu Toriana, also known as the Red Dragon Emperor's 3-pronged promotion, is the enhanced form of Issei's scale mail, where the armor changes to various forms based on the Evil Pieces traits. The available forms for the Illegal Move Triana are Welsh Sonic Boost Knight, Werushu Soniku Busudo Nato. Welsh Dragonic Rook, Werushu Doragoniku Ruku. Welsh Blaster Bishop, Werushu Burasuda Bishopu. Cardinal Crimson Promotion, Kadanaru Kurimuzan Puromashan, also known as the true Crimson Dragon Emperor, is the scale mail's evolution of the Queen form. It changes the color of Issei's scale mail armor from red to crimson. Cardinal Crimson Promotion incorporates all 3 Evil Pieces traits, making it the most balanced and most powerful form of Issei's scale mail. It is Issei's answer to a power different from the Juggernaut Drive. Dragon Gods. Diabolos Dragon, D times D, Diaborisu Doragon is a new form Issei gained in Volume 20 from tapping into Ophis power inside him. This is due to the fact that his body is made from Great Red's flesh, which enables Issei to temporarily borrow Ophis power. In this form, the armor becomes organic, changing the armor's shape, and the armor's color changes from pure crimson to a mix of crimson and black. Additionally, this form gains a total of 4 wings, each one containing a cannon. 2 of the cannons are over his shoulders and the other 2 are under his arms. In this mode, the boosted gear's announcement voice becomes an amalgamation of Drag and Ophis voices, and instead of boost, the boosted gear announces D Infinity D as Issei directs Ophis Infinity power. Diabolos Dragon grants Issei Ophis power of infinity, enhancing him to the point at which he was able to easily overwhelm Rizavim Levon Lucifer, overpowering his sacred gear canceller. Diabolos Dragon's finishing move is the Infinity Blaster, a powerful aura blast in which Issei directs Ophis power to the 4 cannons stored in the armor's wings, then fires them. Infinity Blaster is so powerful that the blast left Rizavim injured to an extent that his body is almost fatally damaged. According to Rizavim, Diabolos Dragon has similar features to the Juggernaut Drive without the ominous aura. However, the time Issei can spend in dragon deification is very limited, and after the armor is released, Issei experiences immense pain throughout his entire body and becomes comatose. Following Issei's battle against Apophis, Ophis adjusts the D times D to prevent the severe backlash of that form and is subsequently renamed the D times DG, Diaborisu Doragon Gado, in tandem with Valis D times DL. In Volume 22, a modified version of Chant was used by Issei. In Volume 25, after drinking the miracle drug Amrita, Issei can maintain his pseudo-DxD form for 88 minutes in combat. During his fight with Engramenyu, Issei unlocks true dragon deification, Shin no Ryujinka, which is described as having devil, dragon, and god aura. Hades notes that Issei's power in this form is even greater than when he was in pseudo-DxD. Issei and Ophis alternate lines when chanting the Diabolos dragon chant. If you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later, bye bye.